And did you hear Harry Reid talk about an incredible conversation he had with a constituent who owns a restaurant, lovely couple, and they had a baby, and they had good insurance, really good insurance, covered the birth. The baby was born with a cleft palate, and they were so devastated, but the doctors say, don't worry, we can fix this, we can fix this. It's easily done. And they then got a note from the insurance company, your baby has a pre-existing condition, and therefore you have to pay for this. I mean, how much more do we have to hear about the injustice of it all? And we can fix this, and we can fix it, you know, in a very good way. And I'm glad the president has, you know, invited everybody over tomorrow. I think it's a good thing, and then we'll act. We have to.
Senator Boxer, you are one of 23 Democratic senators who have signed on to a letter supporting not only using reconciliation, but supporting pursuit of a public option through reconciliation. And when you give me that story about the child with the cleft palate in Nevada and the way the private insurer responded to that, it does make me want there to be better regulation for private insurers, but it also makes me want the American people to have an option to compete with the private insurance companies through a publicly accountable public plan. Is this new push for the public option going to translate into anything? And if it's not, why can't we get it?
Oh, it's about getting the votes, and all I could say is this. We want competition. And the best way to have competition is to have a public option in there, because then we'll know what the fair prices ought to be. It's a very straightforward way to make sure everybody, as the president said a long time ago, is kept honest. It's the easiest way. The other ways to go, one way is to have regulation, where if some insurance company wants to raise rates, they have to come before a board and explain why. And that was an idea Senator Feinstein had. I was proud to co-sponsor that, and the president has now taken that up, which is great. But the public option is the easiest way to go, the best way to go, and I still think we're going to try to push for it. We'll push and push. At the end of the day, we cannot walk away from this whole issue, and we better make sure that when we finish, people have insurance they can count on, they get treated with respect and fairly, and that it's affordable. That's it. And that's why a public option makes sense. But Rachel, I do want to say to you, and I've said this to you before, we will have a great expansion of Medicaid, and that is a public option. 15 million of the uninsured will be covered under an expanded Medicaid. So that is, in fact, a public option. Medicare, which I think we should expand and open up to younger people, is a public option. And by the way, it is strengthened in this bill. And the donut hole, which is that terrible problem when you are getting prescription drugs and all of a sudden you reach a certain level and you don't get any more coverage, we're going to fill that hole. So we do. It's a good approach. Without a public option, it would be far better with it. But I really hope we don't get caught in a situation where we say, unless we have this one thing, we shouldn't do it. I think that would be a mistake.
I think that you and the president and Democrats in general who are in the lead on this will find that when you fight for it in public, I think the public will stand by you. Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer of California. Thank you for your time tonight, and it's nice to be here in California, my home state, and yours too. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.